Hello and welcome to my channel LB Plans. My name is Elle and today I am doing an August plan with me in my Wonderland222. For some of you may be aware, August is my birthday month. So as you can see on my dashboard that I made on Canva, I am loading chapter 43. It is what it is. To be honest, I am not ashamed of my age because it is a milestone. I know that when you're in your 20s and your 30s, the idea of getting old just seems so bearing and just overwhelming sometimes. But the reality is, as you age, you'll start to see that a lot of your friends, a lot of your loved ones, a lot of people that you know are not making it to those ages anymore. So in general, I guess maybe that's the revelation. There we go. That I've had for me. So I thought it would be a interesting twist for my plan with me for the month of August, since it is my birthday month. For me to do kind of an overview of what of chapter 42, so to speak. So to start, I would say this past year around the sun has been very eye-opening for me. Um, I am a loner. It is what it is. That's just how I operate. But I can be a lot to take in person. And I think that the biggest thing that I learned about myself this last year is that I became more aware of me, how I come off, how I approach things, how I act, how I respond. I would say that that has been the most eye-opening thing, is being able to see myself. And a lot of times we can't see ourselves, figuratively, meaning how we come off to people, how people um, not react, but how they experience us. And I feel like that was something that I needed to see for myself so I can make adjustments if I feel necessary. And I say that loosely because there are a lot of things that I changed because I could see it in myself. And there are a lot of things that I am working on. And that will continue into chapter 43. Just because I've experienced me and being an observer of how I approach some things, I can understand why I get some of the responses that I get. So self-awareness has been the biggest thing for me. It's just, I don't know, if you just take some time and just not always react to how people are reacting to you, but really do some soul searching of how you come off to sometimes on certain things. Like, I can understand today, and I do mean figuratively today, on why I can come off as cold to some people, especially in person, especially at work. Um, I'm a type of person that you give me a problem, give me some paper, give me a calculator, give me some coffee. I'm going to figure out a solution. That's me. And sometimes I can be so analytically driven on things that I don't see the story that comes with it, right? I think that in any instances, there's always a story behind the reason why. And sometimes you don't always need to figure out the problem, but you also need to understand the story. And that, dealing with a person like me who can um, figure it all out if you give me enough time, that can be a hard thing. So I would say my husband, he's a person that I can get on the phone right now and I can call him and I can say, hey, let's go to Vegas. He'll say, when are you going to take off? What days you want to take off? And he'll be trying to figure, well, to be honest, he won't be figuring out nothing. He'll be like, all right, we're going to Vegas on this day because this is the days I get off. And there's no money involved. There's no how we going to get there involved. There's no what we going to do. Like, That's how he rolls. He's gonna figure it out along the way. Me, on the other hand, I could say let's go to Vegas next year. And this is what I think we're going to need. And we're going to make sure that we do this, 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 and that. And I have this list, and we need to hit these targets by this time to make this doable. My husband don't operate like that. And most men don't, in all honesty. But, it's a difference, right? And, my husband and I have been together, I would say, don't tell him I can't remember exactly. I think we've been married. What year is this? Oh God, this is a odd year, right? So we've been married even years. I believe we've been married 18 years. Don't quote me on that because I really don't know offhand. It might be 17. Yes, 17 years. Okay. But we're just different. We are, the way that we approach things are differently. I call him a magician. He likes to just create and go. And I'm a planner. Hence why we're here. I'm going to try to figure it out. And I've learned also, I would say this last year, is that two things can be true at the same time. And that doesn't mean that one has to negate the other. A good example of that would be, I don't know if you guys have figured this out, but my favorite color is purple. I don't like all shades of purple. But majority shades of purple I can deal with. I just can't deal with like an eggplant purple. Okay. So you'll notice that my desk, I did this veining technique with epoxy, which I need to redo. But my desk has purple. My planner is purple. My tabs are purple. I think I have on a purple shirt. Oh my God. My bracelet that this wonderful kid at my daughter's school made for me is purple. Like, I like the color purple. But just because I like purple doesn't mean that I don't like pink. I'm not a fan of pink, but pink does look good on my skin tone. So I do like to wear pink. It's okay for me to be a fan of both colors. Like, I don't have to be like, oh, I love it. They can both hold their own special places, and I don't have to be a hater of pink to love purple and vice versa. Be honest, I like the color sage green. I think I like the color sage green more than I like purple, but don't tell anyone that, right? Two things can be true at the same time, and that was a hard lesson for me to learn because I kind of operate in a black and white world. Most analytical people do. And I am starting to see the gray matter more. So if anything, I would say not August, but the last year has taught me more self-awareness, more being able to see how I come off, and I can make those adjustments as I see accordingly. I've learned to communicate more, communicating by saying how I feel, or what's happening, or, if I learn something, I share it. That is like a superpower that I have, because I didn't realize that a lot of people, one, are not very analytical, and two, being able to communicate. And I'm good on a one-on-one version, especially like at work. If you have a person and we're just talking one-on-one, I can explain everything down to them to a teaching level so they can grasp it and understanding. And matter of fact, I get a lot of accolades at work stating that, I am a person that does a really good job of explaining things to people. If there's more than one person, I don't do as well, because now I'm trying to be kind of like a chameleon for multiple people. And that is a superpower of mine as well. I am a chameleon. I can fit into a situation as best as I possibly can. Like, I will change to make myself comfortable in a situation. And that could be a problem for me, because sometimes you don't become your authentic self and people see you or meet you in one particular way. And so when they see you in a different way, they don't know exactly how to deal with that. But I think it's okay. I think, again, two things can be true at the same time. So for my plan with me for August, because that's really all I had for the year. I just wanted to share that. Um, Maybe it was rambly, maybe it wasn't. But for this month, big changes are happening. School goes back in on my birthday. This is a norm now. I don't know why the school system does this to me. Like they find out when my birthday is and plot against me, but it is what it is. There's an ongoing joke at my job that I always take off my birthday, which is none of their business. And I do always take off my birthday, but it's also back to school. Normally I take off the whole week, so they're lucky I'm just taking off that Thursday. But then the following week after that, I go move my son in to UCF, and I don't know how I feel about that. To have so much change happening in a birthday month is tough. Change like that and anxiety and depression can be a combination for a disaster, but I'm aware. I'm going into it strong. I have my support behind me. I made them aware. That's work, that's home, that's family, that's friends. I've communicated that, I'm going to need help um, because this is a big change. My oldest son is, he's moving out technically, and I get it. It's only temporary and it might only be for a moment, but it's a big step for him. And not being able to just touch him, or get to him as quickly as I would like to is gonna be it's gonna be a battle, but we know it's coming. We're ready for it. Like I said, I have my support group, I have my support family, and we're just going to make the best out of the situation and give him the opportunity to be the person that he is destined to be. I will say that the last couple years I have experienced post graduation, seeing him find himself. I think that was needed for me more than for him. It gives me kind of a reassurance that he's going to be okay. I tell him all the time he is a natural born leader. Most oldest children are. However, I'm the youngest, so most youngest children are wild children. Anyway, that may not be true, but he's a natural born leader, and I am not concerned about anyone taking advantage of him. I believe he will find his way. I think he has a good head on his shoulders. Plus, I raised him, so he's a really good kid. He's very bright, and I'm proud of him. So we're going to focus on the positives as we lead into this big transition. But I did take the day after off for me day because I'm going to need some time. And actually, the following Saturday, we're going back down there because the siblings need to see where he's going to be living. So we're going back. So maybe I'm setting myself up, but I think with transitions, especially when the oldest sibling is going on their next step of life, it's a transition for the other siblings. So my other children have to experience, kind of a not empty nest, but that loss of having that sibling right there or being able to walk into their room or easily access them. So we're going to take this, month step by step and day by day. Going into the end of August review, I realized that I did benefit from having weekly check-ins. So if you notice, I moved my weekly check-ins, like I'm taking up the whole review for my budget weekly check-ins. I think it was definitely beneficial, eye-opening. I was able to see things that I was spending money on that I wasn't aware, or areas that I wasn't spending money on. And so, I was able to make some budget changes there. And then the monthly to-do section or sidebar, that's where I put my kind of like bill checklist. And I'm just going to check off my bills as I pay them. And, it'll be fine going that format. So I didn't want to like over complex, the monthly, with all the bill dues everywhere on the calendar. My bills typically don't change much on when they're actually due. For the August overview, it's going to be very simple actually. I'm going to list some high level goals that I want for the family. And then I keep my family meeting notes at the bottom. I also get a little redundant by putting important dates and events or appointments here. And I typically have like a to do list, and at the bottom I normally put a needs list. So normally it's in the family meeting that one of my kids will say, I need X, Y, and Z. I need. And with the exclusion of school supplies, because I've already like did that for one of my children, and then the high schooler, that's another big change. My second son is going into high school, so I only got 4 years. Um, um, but going into I lost my whole train of thought. Um, uh, Normally it's with the school supplies or anything that they need, they'll tell me in the family meeting, so I keep that as notes. I tried to write the word goals. I'm not gonna like it. It felt all wrong. Maybe I should have did the colors in reverse. I don't know. It just wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. So yeah, white out and sticker over it, and that's fine. What else? What else? What else? That's really the bulk of it. If anything I said here, kind of hits home with you guys, let me know. I just be out here on my own sometimes, just rambling and trying to figure things out as best as possible. But like I said, I'm making changes and being more aware. So going into this next chapter of my life, I want to be the person that I am proud of, that um, I want to be a person that I always imagine myself being. And that can be whatever it is to you. I don't have this like specifics of what that looks like, but I am okay with being on the journey to figuring that out. And I think for me, I have to learn how to be okay with figuring things out versus, being reactive or having to have it all figured out. Because when I don't have it figured out, that's when I panic, or that's when I get very anxious and other things come into play, because I'm trying to fight this need of figuring it all out and I ain't got a clue. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for me, leave them down below. Um, and until next time, you guys stay safe, stay hydrated,